Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpack Trader Training Room for Thursday, May the 8th, 2025. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and information purposes only. It is not individual financial advice. Trading of this type carries substantial risks and should only be attempted with funds you can afford to do without. All right. This is our only session today, so do away with that. Unleaded already got it done this morning. Targets 1 and 2. 53 and 82 ticks. 70 ticks on the trailer. So a nice strong trade this morning. One and done. So we'll bring up Michael in queue there. Crude just hit target 1. Trailing at 59.02. So this will be a one and done session for crude as well. Actually, no, this is going to be, this looks like it'll probably be two and done. We lost 24 ticks on this first trade. We just picked up 13, so we're down 11. Pound Aussie is in a short trade. Just moved down. 750, 0751. Market is open. That's definitely an avoided trade on the micro Russell. Too fast to catch there. Soybeans in a short trade. Looks like it may stop out, and it's as soon as when it stops out, we have and there's the stop out. We have a potential short trade. It looks like that's a white trade that's filtered because it was a stop and reverse. But once we get a crossover of the cyan below the yellow, we should get a short trade. Excuse me. Didn't quite get the crossover there. And soybeans heading back up. This should be a long trade coming up. This should be a green trade. Short trade on the micro Russell. We stopped out of the crude trade, so we're still down 10. Pick up 13 plus 1 for 14. Need a third trade. Micro NQ trade, that was too early. That was before market opens, as a matter of fact. Target for micro Russell trade. Target 3. We'll look for target 4 next. And it hit target 4 on the nose. So targets 3 and 4 on that first trade. Win number 1. Pound Aussie stopped moving down again. Still looking for target 3. 746 for the trailing stop. And there is a long on soybeans at 1047 or at 1048 even, 1048 flat. Long setup hasn't triggered on soybeans yet. And a quick short setup going to full stop on the YM. See how fast that was. 34.10. Just 12-second nag. That's an avoidable trade. Very, very unlikely that trade was executable. Stop out on the micro Russell. 16.8. Stop out on the pound Aussie. That completes that trade. That's going to be a power quitting trade for the pound Aussie. Soybeans still has not triggered. Not within a tick. This is going to take a new high to trigger the trade. New session high. And we are in our session time for the micro NQ. We wait 4 minutes after market open. 9:30 on my charts, 8:30 exchange time, or 8:34 exchange time, 9:34 on my chart. There is another potential short that has canceled on the YM. Closes above the balance line, cancels the trade. And now it comes back down. There's a new trade at 41,427. Short. That one probably too fast to have executed. 8 seconds on that bar. Quickly going down to money management. So I am going to say take that as a not executable, and we'll look for a new trade. Still no trades on the YM. 2 that weren't executable, and 1 that didn't trigger. Long trade set up on the micro NQ. All right, potential short trade coming. This will be a white short. If we get a down close bar, we do have a crossover. Sand line is below the yellow. And we end up going short on the micro NQ. New short setup, triggered in. Cancels the long setup. New short setup, and there's a short setup that should work on the YM. That is a yellow trade off of 50 EMA. See if that's going to work out for us. Squeeze zone long, short is a full stop out. Squeeze zone filter keeping us out of a long trade. It does stop out in short. Crude getting up to the session high at 59.24. And a long trade, full stop out on the short on the micro Russell or micro NQ. And we now get a long trade. That is a get in sync at this point. If it hits the stop, it'll be too fast, being avoidable, too fast to execute. And that's what it does. So that one's avoidable. We've got 1 loss now on the micro NQ. 1 win on the micro Russell. There is another short on the YM. And crude pushes solidly up above the. Oh, that was not nice, but that's a no trade on the micro NQ. It touched the entry, hit hit the stop and came back up. So that's not a trade we're going to be in. YM into the short trade. Micro NQ bouncing off of the 50 EMA. All right. Still potential. Still a potential long trade on soybeans. I think. Let's see, balance. Signal lines at 1046. This one's gotten as low as 44 and a quarter, 45 and a half. So this, yeah, that's going to cancel the long trade before we get there. So short trade set up on the micro NQ. Still didn't quite get down to it, the entry. And target one on YM. That is trailing. 416. That was too fast. Yeah, this was our first trade. That was a 41 tick risk, 82 tick loss. Second trade is a 24 tick win, and we're in trailing. So down 58. See where the trailer gets us, and there is our short on the soybeans. Ultimately did go down and close. So first objective is target 1. Micro NQ just missing money management. And YM moving down strongly here. 401 for the trailer. We need 58 ticks on the trailer, so that's going to mean we need to get that that'll get us even. The entry was at 418. 58 would put us at 360. We're at 393. We'll probably need another trade. We'll see. It's moving. 376. It's definitely in a range where target 2 on the micro NQ. So we are at break even with the stop. We did pick up a target 2 win, so that's 1 win, 1 loss. Crude looking for another trade before 10 o'clock. Down 10 ticks. Soybeans in its first trade, 1043 3/4. Right. YM down to 367 on the trailer, just 7 ticks from, and now 62. 2 ticks from break even. We need a little bit of a downward push here to get positive. Yep, and so we go back long. And that should have given us time to get in. Down just 2 ticks. Actually, we're going to target 2 with this one. It's less than 20 ticks. Money management will get us to break even because we'll have at least 2 ticks on the trailer. And stopping out, actually stopping and reversing to long on the micro NQ, positive result on the stop and reverse. After getting target 2. Soybeans testing the 200 EMA again. And a full stop out on the long trade on micro NQ. So 1 win, 2 losses there, and we now have another short. Short hit the trailing stop, but has not hit the entry yet, so the trade is still valid. And we take a full stop out on the YM. So we got within 2. That was, so we're down 48 now on 3 trades. Up close here will give us a crossover, which will cancel the short and also set up a long on the micro NQ. Stop and reverse it. Set up on soybeans at 47.5. That's 3 3/4 points. Fifteen ticks. That would be down 15 points if we reverse. Micro NQ doesn't know where it wants to go. All right, we still have the potential for a long trade on the YM. Low is 52. Put it closing at 66. 68 would be the entry. And there's a long trade. And triggers in. Again, we have the situation that, oh no, we're gonna have to get some reward out of this one. So we're down 48 this time. Target one's 31. And we do get a long trade on the micro NQ. That's got a good sized wick on it. Not quite enough to bring target to target one. So target one is our money management, and target two is our goal. Money management on the YM. Target at 399. And we got it. Hit it on the nose. There it goes. Let's see. Yeah, that bit we go through that. So yeah, that was 31. That's actually, this is supposed to be bigger. So we pick up 31. We're down 17 now. $368 was our entry. So $385 is our break-even point. And we get a stop out. Oh my goodness, 4 trades. We're down 16 ticks. Break-even stop out on the break-even stop. So down 16 going into trade number 5. Haven't got trade number 5 yet. We've hit the entry on the soybeans, unadjusted soybeans trade twice already. But still in the short at this point. And we stop and reverse into a short. That actually is loss number 3. That ends the session. And so that's just an exit point. That is our 3rd loss on micro NQ. Still just the 1 win on the micro Russell. No subsequent trades there. And we are in our 10 a.m. crude mini session. Soybeans is short. YM is flat with 2 trades remaining. To get us before we got to get positive or within the next 2 trades. Pound Aussie is done. Crude is down 10 ticks. Was down 10 ticks in the 9 a.m. session. We're now in the 10 a.m. session. Micro NQ is done. I'll leave it up since we're still working on the other 2. And the short would have been a loss as well. That would have been 4 losses. All right, let's see where we are. Low of that bar is 390, 404, 406 for an entry point. 2 ticks below the make it 411. I'll take the 5 tick adjustment. Yes, we just got triggered in. Five ticks is a pretty big adjustment, but that was reasonable one at that point. Couple of ticks above the 200 plus a key level adjustment. All right, that's 30. That's another 31 tick target even after the adjustment. Soybeans continuing in the short, back down to its entry. The stop and reverse will remain valid until the trade stops out, because we did hit the unadjusted entry. Stops out, or we get a subsequent long trade. And we'll be tracking the short manually. Micro Russell still trying to push upward. Looks like YM trying to push up into the 4140 area. 41,440. Micro NQ hesitating. Pullback on crude. Looking for trades in our 10 a.m. mini session at this point. Back to our entry point on the YM. Stuck at the 50 EMA on soybeans. All right, crude is going to give us 42. So 20 SMA is going to have to get up to 38 to get us a trade. On the next bar, it would have to do it on the next bar. All right, since we are not in a trade, a long wood print, but the trend indicator is down, so hybrid mode would actually cause us to stay out of a long until the trend mode indicator moves back up on soybeans. And this is one of those situations where you got to use your brain and think through the strategy. Testing the 20 SMA, 20 and the 200 EMA. 20 SMA at just above 1045 and a quarter. We're at 25, 10, yeah, 10, 1025 and 37. It's like 37, 38, or 1045, 37 or 38. Squeeze zone filtering out the short trade on the YM. We are still long. There's the bar. Whoa. And we did get a, now that's going to be a get in sync trade. That pushed through too fast to execute. So we did get up to 38 with the, yeah, SMA got to 38, so that got us within 4. Not quite coming back to it yet. Missed it by a tick. This is a get in sync trade at the moment. We got to get back to the entry. YM takes another full stop out. And that is trade number 6. So we are done with the YM. That's a losing session. We're down 16. That was a loss of 84 ticks, 42 tick risk. Actually, no, 47 tick risk because we had a 5 tick adjustment. So 94 ticks. Short trade on the micro Russell. Crude still has not gotten us in this trade. Still a get in sync trade. Here we have possible. And still missed it by a tick. There it is. We are in the long trade. And now we have a short trade. So that will be a stop and reverse setup. Okay, stop and reverse will be $54.52. That is at the 20 SMA. And that's also a major key level. So I would take that down to 49. That is a big adjustment, and that's where it should be, I believe, at 49. That's our entry. YM still short. There's an add-on law. Actually, no. Yeah, the YM is still, not YM, soybeans is still short. but our stop and reverse long is still valid at 47.5. Okay, crude in the long trade. Soybeans stopping and reversing the long, getting that entry. Micro Russell getting a target win, targets 3 and 4. Move down 2 ticks. Pick up target 4 win there, and currently trailing at 10.3. Just shy of money management on crude. Soybeans going sideways. Not good. Looks like we missed money management by a tick on crude. The room will be dark next week, actually through Tuesday. The following week, I'm going to be traveling. I'll be back Tuesday afternoon, so we'll return 2 weeks from yesterday, actually. All right, the stop and reverse has canceled. It hit its stop. It closed beyond it. No, actually, no, it didn't ever close beyond the stop. But it did. It's 4 closes above the balance line, so I would definitely cancel that. And there's a new stop and reverse. $62. And it looks like that triggered in, I think. Let's see. There's the trigger. So we do trigger short. All right, crude is short. All right, let's marked up on crude. Yeah, there's money management actually. Stop will come to 62.61. And entry was 67. 62, so we lost 10 ticks there. And we just got a break even. So we picked up 2. That is 2 trades. We can take one more on the 10 a.m. session. All right, stop out on the micro Russell going long. Looks like that should be, let's see. Ooh, we got to go 3 ticks on this one. I have a feeling it may only be 2. Maybe, yeah, no, it's going to be 3. Yep, we hit money management, so that is a break even. 2 wins and a break even on Micro Russell. And there is another. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's already stopped out at break evens. Calculator will track it at close of the bar, so it may keep tracking this one. Or not. It'll show a stop out if it closes down, closes below the break even stop. But it will continue to track it if it closes above the break even stop. But since we do move the break even stop intra bar, we are out of this trade. That's a shame. Micro Russell making it up to target 3. That is a break-even trade. And soybeans with another possible stop and reverse. 43 and a quarter. Soybeans getting caught up in the sideways move, noise in the sideways movement. And there is a long trade set up. At 66. The SMA is at 66. So let's go to 68 with that one. Okay, crude is long from 68. Still in the long trade on soybeans. Crude just not cooperating with much this morning. Stop and reverse, break even. And now taking heat on the third trade. Or no, I'm sorry, full stop. Yeah. Yeah, stop and reverse or break even, and then long trade. but nothing much happening. Crude trying to make a run. Almost backed up the entry point again. Soybeans still going sideways. And another stop and reverse. That is an exit point at 50. Now that's going to be at 49 again. So far, crude is still long, soybeans is still long. Micro Russell stopped out of that trade. It's tracking, although that was just a break even for us. Crude in its third trade of the 10 a.m. session. Down 8 ticks. Crude going sideways, soybeans going sideways. Market indices headed down now. Yeah, no. Looks like they may be recovering. All right. Soybeans stops and reverses to short. Here's the entry. So this is where we are. This is the short we're in. Two stop and reverse losses now. Down 32 points. After two stop and reverse losses. Crude still just back and forth, sideways action. 10 a.m. crude mini session running. Micro Russell still running, just 3 trades in. 2 wins and a break even. And soybeans is in its third trade. It's short. We're down 32 points on 2 stop and reverses. Four position trades. Long on crude, short on soybeans, flat on the micro Russell. And soybeans might be making a move here. Crude certainly didn't react to Trump's speech. Soybeans moving. Possibly a short trade coming on micro Russell. Right back. All right, short trade on micro Russell. And 2 ticks. And 5. Crude still going sideways. Soybeans look like it might push down a little bit. Money management on the micro Russell. Trade number 4 will be at least a break even. Crude takes a swing down and rejected off the 50 EMA, sitting at 49. This is also where our exit point is. And a break even. So trade number 4 is a second break even on Micro Russell. Crude still in the long trade. Our exit point is at 49. 50 EMA is at 59.50. Soybeans pushes down a bit further, within 2 ticks of target. I mean, a long session to close out the week here. And there's a long trade. I believe that touched the entry. And to me right now is a get in sync. Coming back to there's the entry. So we're in the trade. 3 tick adjustment above target 1, so that's 14.5 for money management. That's our 14 tick minimum. And looks like we stopped. Looks like we exited at 49 on crude. So 2 losing sessions this morning. We were down 10 on that one. $66 to 49, 17, 50, 34 ticks. So we're down 44 on this session and down 10 on the morning sessions. Tough day with crude. All right, we did not go long. Actually, we took a full loss on the long. We did get into that. Then we go short, and that's targets 3 and 4. And we're trailing. So trade number 4 was a break even. Trade number 5 was a full loss. And trade number 6 is a target 3 and 4 wins. So 3 wins, 2 break-evens, and a loss on the session today. And we'll see how far this one goes. Still going on trade number 6 for Michael Russell. And now the market's moving. 066 for the trailer. Soybean still kind of stuck. Crude is done with 10 a.m. session, mini session. That was a loser. And Michael Russell stops out at 066. 3 wins, 2 break-evens, and a loss. So definitely a positive session there. Only remaining chart active is soybeans. And that is just kind of sitting there. I'll give it a few more minutes. Give it till 11 o'clock and then we'll call it a day. Michael Russell being successful on the final trade. Crude not successful. Soybeans in positive territory, but certainly negative on the day. Positive territory on this trade. Two ticks from target on soybeans. One tick. 9 tick target will get us under 30 points down to, if we get that. Soybeans still trying to make target 1. Within 1 tick of target. There's target. All right, soybeans with target 1. That's worth 9 ticks. 2 1/4 points brings us to 29 3/4 points on the downside this morning so far. 3 positions remaining. Targets 2 and 3 were 17 and 24 ticks respectively. So that's 4 and 4 1/4 and 6 points. So that would be another 10 1/4 points. Would put us at 19 and a half. We are at 11 o'clock, and I'm gonna call it a morning because soybeans is not known for being a fast mover. And now it looks like it's maybe getting with the program. Likely to be a losing session today. Definitely is going to mitigating somewhat. $43 flat for the current stop. Notice that is printed at 43.5, but our stop and reverse adjustment pushes us down 2 more ticks. See if it's going to get target 2. Looks like it may be consolidating a little bit. All right, we will call it a morning there on soybeans, and that will end our session. So we will see everybody 2 weeks from yesterday. Dark next week, dark next Tuesday, following Tuesday. Be back with you Wednesday, the 21st. So everybody have a good one, and we'll see you again in a couple of weeks.